We got the balls rolling, the party started. Who's next?
Jake!
Who?
Jake!
Jake Abel? Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Jake Abel!
Thanks, guys.
Good luck, dude.
Give it up for Loud and Sway. Oh, hey, all right, hi. That's how I like to start it off. Jersey! How the hell are you?
Great now.
I'm good. Do we have microphones set up on either side you'll see over here? I'm gonna need you to get your sexy, sweet asses up and ask me some questions. I see one over there already, thank you very much. What? Yeah, so... There you go, let's get some movement going. Don't be shy, I don't bite. Hard.
I don't think I can say that.
I didn't say I was hard, I said I don't bite hard. If we keep talking like this, that might change.
Just like my panel.
We're a little horny. My panels have only gotten hornier over the years, so buckle up.
It's all about your nipples.
Yeah, my nipples were interviewed in Las Vegas. And today I walked to get some coffee this morning and I realized that my fly was not buttoned up all the way. So that's the day I'm having. Let's answer some questions before I keep going. Let's go start over here, the MVP. Are you blushing under that mask?
I'm sorry, I went through this in Vegas with you and now I'm kind of like...
Oh, so you saw my nipples get interviewed?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately?
I did.
Is that you?
So my question is, of the projects you've done, other than Supernatural, what's been your favorite to do?
Ooh, my favorite project other than the obvious, Supernatural, was probably the Percy Jackson movies. I only wish we could have made a third because they were only getting more fun. I think it was because we were getting more comfortable in the roles and we were less intimidated by doing such a big film. We were just having more and more fun. And I really like that gang a lot. Alexandra Daddario is still one of my best friends. She was in our wedding. But yeah, so definitely the Percy Jackson movies. Thank you. Got a room full of Percy fans. Let's go.
Speaking of Percy Jackson, if you play any character in the reboot on Disney Plus, who would you play?
I think I should play Hermes. I think that's the way to go, right? I was just having this conversation earlier. That's never going to happen. We did reach out early on when that was released that they were going to make that, and just sort of said, hey, like Jake was super proud of making these movies, and if you want him in, he'd be in. And they were like, thanks, but no thanks. They're not doing any one from the movies. They're kind of keeping it very, very separate. So, take to Twitter. Let them know how disappointed you are. Thank you. I'm excited to see who they cast as Luke. I know they cast Percy, so we'll see who they cast as Luke.
Hi. So 3 or 4 of Michael and Adam's siblings were parents to Jack, depending on how you define it. And so my question for you is that after Adam saves Michael
This is going to be hard, isn't it?
This
is like a math question already.
No. What kind of uncles do you think Michael and Adam would have been to Jack, and how would they have responded to their godnephew?
They would have been great uncles. They would have been fancy, cool, cute uncles. And he would have loved them, and we would have taken him for ice cream. And yeah, and like Honey's. We would have been those kind of uncles. Spin-off idea. I thought we should do a spin-off, a sitcom. Like an Odd Couple with Adam and Michael. And they could be uncles. Yeah, I think they'd be great uncles. I wish they were my uncles. I'm my own uncle. Thank you. Doing great, Jake. Keep it up. Bye.
I just wanted to ask, you did the audiobook narration for Midnight Sun.
Yes.
So what was that like? Like, how did you get that job, and like, what was it like?
Yeah, so if you don't know, Stephanie Meyer had released a book called Midnight Sun, which was telling Twilight from Edward's perspective. And I read the whole thing out loud, and it is not a short book. Stephanie has no lack of words to put on a page. So I knew she was doing that. She's still a very close friend, and I knew they were doing the audiobook, and she wanted me to read it from the start. But I had never done an audiobook, and it is a skill. I listen to audiobooks, and I have my like favorite narrators and some I don't like. It's like, imagine, like, if you want to see if you can narrate books, go pick out a book later today, sit down, start reading, and if you mess up, you have to stop, go back to the beginning of the sentence, and start again. And see if you can do that for 4 hours straight. And that'll be one day's work. So she wanted me to do it. She's like, but you gotta send me samples of, like, she had me read some stuff from Twilight and stuff, and to send to the publishers, just so they could sign off. And so I'd done that a couple times, and then they were like, okay, yeah, go do it. And it was the perfect COVID job, because I was in a little booth by myself, and my engineer was in his own little office around the corner, and we just talked. I could hear him on the headphones, and for about 2, almost 3 weeks, I would go in for about 4 hours a day, sit in my little booth, and read Midnight Sun. But it was an amazing experience, and then after that, he brought me in to do a small part in this book called None Shall Sleep, which is like a Silence of the Lambs for like young adult world. It's very, very cool, and so I played like the bad guy in that book. So yeah, that was the process of Midnight Sun. And it's like 26 hours long. I mean, it is the longest thing. But yeah, it was great. Thank you.
Hi. Adam as a character kind of had a lot of mistrusts with people and kind of betrayals. If, like, during season 5 or when he came back, which character do you think he would punch hardest in the face?
I don't think I've ever been asked that question. It's a good one. Who would he punch hardest in the face? I was gonna say God. I think that's fair. I think he's so close to Michael that he'd be like, hey, asshole! You mess with my uncle buddy, you mess with me. Yeah, I think he'd punch Chuck in the face real hard, and he would have Michael's power when he did it. He'd be like a super fist, like, not that I want to punch God. Adam and Chuck. Mostly Rob Bennett. Thank you. He's gonna text me. I heard you you want to punch me on stage. You talked about punching me in the face. Yeah, I did.
All right, so Jake,
Hi.
imagine you are writing a supernatural story
I am.
set in an alternate
Don't have to
universe. Oh, perfect.
Kidding. Where am I?
Where everyone is human. How raunchy?
Why wouldn't they be human?
I mean, like, it's an alternate universe. So
Okay.
everyone's human.
They have to be human.
They're human.
Oh, okay.
So, like, who's gonna get together? How raunchy is it? Like, what?
You said to use my imagination.
Yes.
You said it's an alternate universe, which set me up, and I was like going places. You said, but they have to be human.
Okay, well, they don't have to. If you really don't want them to be human, you've got other ideas. I'm not saying.
Good. But you okay? So what the world? What's the world? And is it raunchy? I heard raunchy.
I'm just giving you creative
Right.
thinking ideas. I
Okay.
can spitball some more. I just want to hear your thoughts.
I think we could piggyback on the sitcom idea, the Odd Couple sitcom idea. I think is definitely the way to go. And yeah, you bet your butt it's going to be raunchy. That's the whole pitch. That's my whole pitch, is like, much like my panels, the show's a little horny. Not inappropriately so, but we're gonna ride the line a little. Right? Gotta make some things canon. Whoa, someone like that a lot. Yeah, so it would be, and then as far as our physical form, we should be something. We should have tails or something. I'm not joking. I am not going there. Stop saying not. That's it. It can go so wrong so fast.
Which is why people will watch.
Hi, I was curious if you were to create the perfect music festival, what bands would you have playing there?
Well, you know what's funny is my friend and I, we've actually, in our heads, we've created our perfect film festival, which is where I thought you were going. It's the Hoboken Hot Dog Film Festival. And we want to do this for real. We want to do a hot dog film festival in Hoboken. Bring legitimate films, but then also do like a locals only night where people that are locals have like a 24 hours to make a short film and screen it. And have like a Ferris wheel. Like, how fun does that sound? The Hoboken Hot Dog Film Festival coming to you when someone gives us money to do it. But a music festival, that's so hard. I like a lot of, what am I listening to right now? Like, I like a lot of like Sturgill Simpson and Tyler Childers, like these sort of like, they're country but they're not. So it'd probably be a lot of that and Simon and Garfunkel. Headlining Simon and Garfunkel. That's my festival. They're gonna play at the Hoboken Hot Dog Film Festival as well. Bring it together. Thanks. I don't think that was a very good answer. Who would you? Thank you. Who would be your headliner at your?
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi. That's good. That's good. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Bestie.
Hi. I thought you called me Dusty.
No, Bestie. So my question is, if like delve into your brain of supernatural script knowledge, what line do you think would most benefit from the F word?
Trying to think of any of my catchphrases. Right in the fucking nipple, but that's like, that's more bloopers. Do you have, I think you have one. I think you definitely have one.
For your lines?
For anyone's lines.
We all have fucking daddy issues is a really good
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Since when did we get what we fucking want? There it is. Found the answer. I knew I'd get there. Thank you. I should have delivered the line that way. Oh, I did it so emotional. Wrong move. Since when did we get what we want?
Hi. I know we kind of already finished talking about Percy Jackson.
We never have to be finished with it.
What did you have more fun playing, a demigod or an archangel? And do you think there were any similarities between the two?
Well, they both had daddy issues, as we've covered. Seems to be a niche for me. Yeah, I mean, I think intrinsically, yeah, because they're both larger than life. And you know, I know I'm at a supernatural convention, but here's the thing: Michael never got to fly, and Luke did, so it's a little more fun. But I also got to play two people in one scene, which is also a lot of fun. I got to work with my favorite actor, my scene partner. He made me better. I think I made him better. So they were such different experiences, and they were very fun for their own reasons. But I did like flying around a lot. Yeah, thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
My question to you is, what was it like spending most of the 15 seasons in hell?
Effortless. it's funny. It's like, you know, it's disappointing because like, I want to hang out with everybody and like I want to be on the show and it's fun. But then there's also this part of me that's like, it created this great thing of like I was gone for it's such a part of like the story now that he was gone for so long that like I don't regret that there's this big gap because it's funny to me. And I always said like before I came back. I would, at conventions, I would pitch, like, we had this long-running thing years ago, like, how I could come back. And it started out being like, you know, the episode could be like, the return. You're like, oh, Adam's coming back, yes, right? And you build it up, and you keep talking about it, and then there's a commercial break. Right? And then we're in, like, the second act, you're talking about it, you're like, yeah, he's gonna come back any moment. And then a commercial break. And then you're like, okay, credits are about to roll, and then it's like, boom. Ass butts, right? And then, boom, a bus runs me over and fucking kills me. Instantly. And that's it. And I really liked that idea for a long time. What they came up with was good too. But a part of me wanted to lean in and have that be the button. So yeah, it's fun. It's a part of Adam's story now. I think that's great. Thank you.
I was just wondering how you felt about Adam being left behind in Lucifer's cage, especially with how often Dean and Sam are trying to save each other and they kind of just rushed right past you.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty. It's a pretty shitty thing to do. Forget about your brother. However, I think the time spent between Adam and Michael was not wasted. And I think I honestly think like I think the relationship. I joke about wanting to be run over, but it was really fun to explore that close relationship that they had, and I think that's like it was really a unique thing to explore this bond that was created. The fact that they probably both went insane together, and then like was each other's therapist. Like got a grip on reality again. But yeah, pretty messed up. Pretty shitty. Thank you. I did like the episode where they're doing the school play. And who's that? That's a brother.
Jake.
Hi.
I was actually just going to ask, in real life, not in, and like before you came back, before you knew you were going to come back, were you actually a little bit bitter because they forgot about you?
No. No. I kind of found out. I actually found out not that long ago. Cliff, I think everyone knows Cliff, the boys' security guard. He had told me like a few years ago. We were kind of talking about it. I was like, yeah, it's weird that they never did bring me back because I think there's a good storyline there. And the long and short of it was one of my agents at the time years ago, apparently they were like, hey, we want to bring Jake back. And they were like, all right, give us all the money in the world. And they were like, we don't have that. And they were like, well, too bad, you don't get them. And they never told me. Like, I never had the option to be like, oh, wait a minute, here's a coupon. That option was not given to me. Which is messed up because then there's all these years where they're like, all right, well, like, there's your 15-year gap. And I had no idea. And Cliff assumed that he was just like thought I knew. And I was like, I had no idea. So I'm no longer with whoever did that, luckily. Yeah, screw them. And then I called my reps and kind of let them know. I was like, hey, this apparently had happened years ago. And then lo and behold, Jake comes back to Supernatural. Yeah. When we're like not being insane and being like, you know. So I'm really glad that I found out when I did. I'm glad that they were able to bring it back in because I think it was a great ending for them. So, bullet dodged. Thank you.
Hello. So my question is, if you had the choice, what hair color would Michael and Adam like dye their hair?
I've never been asked that one either. What color would they dye their hair? I don't know. I think Adam would have a pink mohawk. and Michael would probably just dye his hair darker. Like the deepest black that's not available to humans. That's what it would be. Thank you.
Hi. So I watched your independent film that you did during COVID and loved it.
Jake in Quarantine?
Yes.
Thank you.
So are you planning on doing more like writing, producing kind of stuff?
Yeah, that's the end game. That's the end game for me. Turns out, like, writing's hard and making anything good is hard. But I've been writing for years. I've written 10 screenplays and every one is practice for the next. But yeah, that's what I would like to be doing. Making my own stuff, optioning stuff. That's kind of what I've always been working towards. I'll always be an actor and I'll be in those things. But yeah, I've always had a love for the entirety of filmmaking. And like on set, I end up we have dollies, with the cameras on. Like I've been known to set up a shot, move the dolly around, and play with all this. It's there's all this amazing, expensive equipment that you can just play with if you're nice. There's these big cranes. When I was doing Percy, the DP was having me work. It's really hard. There's 2 knobs, one that goes this way, one that goes this way. And you can control the camera, and to practice, you do figure 8s. And it's incredibly difficult. It's like doing an Etch-a-Sketch, but with a giant crane. So, long story boring, yeah. I would love to make a horror film, too. After that, I've been working on one. I want to do a practical effect horror film, which means all the scares, just like in Jake in Quarantine, everything was done in camera. There's no CGI, right? Like that old school, being really clever about making things move and things like that. I think that would be really fun to make. So yeah, thank you. Thank you all for coming up and asking questions, by the way. You have no idea how much this helps.
Hi, I was wondering what album or artist you think Adam would love, his favorite would be.
What would his favorite album be? This is good, because whatever I say here, we can add them to my music festival. I think, I don't know. It's so hard. What would you say? What do you think?
Well, I'm a big Taylor Swift fan, so I feel like he's a sucker for Red.
I'm inclined to agree with you. I think he is a sucker for Red. He thought he liked 17, but then Red came out. Is 17 an album? Is that one of her albums? Thought I was good. 1989. I knew there was numbers. So let's see. I think it would be one of those Now That's What I Call Music compilation albums. And let's make it the 1998 Now That's What I Call Music. I want someone to figure out what's on that album and bring it to me later. I want to know what the lineup is in the 1998 Now That's What I Call Music compilation. That's your task.
Probably third on
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
So I know you partnered with Stan's for the hot sauce.
Yes.
And one of their ads was more heat than a room full of omegas. So I wanted to know if there were alpha and omega flavors of hot sauce, which you think Adam and Michael would be.
Here's the thing. I hadn't a clue what that meant when Michelle sent that to me.
Do you know what it means now?
Yeah. Yeah, I Googled it. I took that bite from the apple of knowledge. And now I cannot get the taste out of my mouth. So, yeah, so she sent it to me for approval. She was like, hey, what do you think? And I was like, let me look this up. And then I did, and I was like, fucking go for it. Okay, so who would be the alpha and who would be the I think we all know Michael would be the alpha. There's just, do we not agree? No! We think Adam's the alpha?
Look at Michael and Jack.
Y'all changing my mind. Oh, he's like, yeah, okay.
He's like the silent daddy downside.
Oh my God. I did. The silent, what did you say? The silent daddy? What? Tom, silent daddy Tom. Oh, turning up the heat. You've changed my mind. You changed my mind. You taught me something about my own characters. That Adam is the alpha and Michael is the omega. There we go, it's settled. That's canon, thank you. I've also never been asked that question. You guys are crushing it today. Oh.
Hi, Jake. You mentioned the school musical episode, which was the beginning of season 10, and you mentioned while I was online, the idea that they were going to bring you back earlier. I'm curious, since that episode you were brought up, and also Chuck showed up, if you know it was about then, or do you know when it was?
You know, I don't know. It could have been. It could have matched up with that timeline. Even like earlier than that, I met this director, and he was like, "Hey, I pitched an episode for you. I wanted to do a Natural Born Killers episode. Like him and his wife wrote it, and it was like gonna be a Natural Born Killers episode with me and Michael, like on the road." And I was like, "That sounds amazing." He's like, "Yeah, no, it was. They didn't go for it." But like all the things that could have been, but it could very well have been around that time. Everything's also so blurry a few days ago, let alone a few years ago. But the fact, I think, like I never thought of that fact that Chuck came back, that might have been around the time. What's that?
Glad you got a new agent.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Thank you. She said, I'm glad I got a new agent. So, yeah, me too.
In the episode Switching Channels, Gabriel said, what happens on heaven happens on earth. 4 vessels, 4 true vessels for 4 archangels. Dean is Michael, Sam is Lucifer. You probably would have been Raphael because you were pre-med. And so theoretically, there could be a younger brother out there.
Man, you guys are still finding theories. It's incredible. Another younger brother?
Yes, Adam should have a younger brother.
No, he shouldn't. There can be only one alpha. Thank you, I never thought of that before. That's a really interesting fact. Has anyone else thought about that? No, you're the only one. Good job. But yeah, it could be a younger brother. We could put him in the sitcom. In fact, he's like the catalyst. We're kind of living together, and it's like you get the knock on the door, and it's like, hi, I'm your little brother. And that's the show. Guys, it's this easy. If you just get together, it's this easy. Thank you. I might actually just write that as not a supernatural thing. Not a bad idea.
Hey, Jake.
Calm down. You did say fan fiction and not
So,
slash.
I'm wondering, this is kind of going back to Percy Jackson a little bit, but who is your favorite Greek god?
Hermes. I know, yeah, Hermes. There's a reason I played his son. He's mischievous, he has flying shoes, and he can go wherever the hell he wants. Not every god can do that. He's allowed to go to Hades, he's allowed to go to Mount Olympus, he can do it all. And also, like, Nathan Fillion played him. Who doesn't like Nathan Fillion? You know, we didn't meet while we made that movie. I met him like years later at a place called Magic Castle in LA, which is like the coolest place on earth. It's an old light castle in Hollywood, and it's run by magicians. The best magic in the world you'll see there. And he happened to be there one night, and we were both kind of like, Dad? It's funny, you make movies with people and you don't meet them, even when they play your father. Did that make it into the movie? Did that get cut?
I mean, for your characters, it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at Hermes.
Exactly. Life imitated art. or art imitated life. One or the other. Take it back. Thank you.
Something was an imitation.
How you doing?
Hello.
Knowing how everything turned out, is there any other character you would have wanted to play?
In Supernatural?
Yeah.
No. I crushed it. I crushed it. No one could do what I did, and no one else did anything I wanted to do. Sorry. I would want to play Dean so I could have driven the car. Because he got to do some cool stunts in that car. Like, he did his own stunt driving, and that would have been awesome. I'm your new Dean, whether you like it or not. Thank you. Sammy! I told you, I got it. I can do it. I can do this for you. I can be your Dean. Hi.
So, all this talk about music, I want to know if you agree. I actually think that Adam's two favorite songs that he like sits and cries to are Don't You and Never Gonna Give You Up.
I think he's an Amy Mann guy. It's not going to stop. That's what he was singing in his head. Thank you. Really, really sad Amy Mann on repeat.
All right, are you ready?
I don't know.
October 1998.
Oh yeah, let's go!
All right, Together Again by Janet Jackson.
Okay.
As Long as You Love Me by the Backstreet Boys.
Woo! I know you're happy.
The Way by Fastball.
Oh, I love that song.
Flagpole Sitta.
Flagpole Sitter.
Party
Yes.
Danger.
Party Danger, let's go. This is good.
Say You'll Be There, Spice Girls.
Ooh, a little spicy.
All My Life, Casey and JoJo.
Yes.
Never Ever by the All Saints. If You Could Only See by Tonic.
Yes.
Bop by Hanson.
Yes! I knew it. I knew it was gonna be a banger.
That's perfect.
They put Mbop at like, what, 8 or 9?
9.
That's a top 3.
Zoot Suit Riot.
Yes.
Bob and Dad.
Yes.
Shorty, You Keep Playing With My Mind by Imagine.
Yeah.
Anytime by Brian McKnight.
Mm-hmm.
Barbie Girl by Aqua. Karma Police by Radiohead. I Will Buy You a New Life,
Yeah.
Everclear.
Everclear.
Fly Away, Lenny Kravitz.
Yes.
And Sex and Candy.
Sex and Candy, Marshall's Playground, they're gonna count. Oh man, that's perfect. That is the perfect album. Thank you, there's the perfect album. You can go through all kinds of emotions, all kinds of journeys through that one album, and that is my film festival lineup. It's the 1998 reunion of That's What I Call Music. Thank you. Man, I had the single for Barbie Girl on CD. I don't know how my parents didn't kill me. Like, it was like candy for your child brain. It's unlistenable now to me. But man, like just on repeat. Same with Mbop. I remember when I found out that Mbop, Hanson was boys. That was a shock to my brother and I. Because we had our favorites when we thought they were really pretty girls. And then I found out that they were really pretty boys. And my brother was mowing the lawn. And I ran outside, I was like, I was like, what? I said, Hanson's boys. I was, what? I said, Hanson, they're not girls, they're boys. And he was just kind of like, and then he went and he thought about that for a while. I was like, oh, really pretty boys. Okay.
Questioning your sexuality. It's fine.
Yeah, we were kind of like, okay, well, explore this. Let's see what this is. It's weird that I remembered that moment. That I remembered he was mowing the front lawn and I ran outside to tell him, like, you're not gonna believe what I just found out. Like, everyone thought they were girls, or was that just like my dumb Ohio brain? Like, everyone, yeah, they were like, they're gorgeous. They're still gorgeous. It's not fair. Oh, stop. I was fishing, and you caught the line.
So playing the extra Winchester brother, were you ever thinking, if Jared and Jensen ever could, I am going to Phoebe Halloway my way into the main cast?
Sorry, say this again.
So, were you playing Adam, the extra Winchester brother? Were you ever thinking, if Jared or Jensen quit, I am in main cast?
I think what you're asking is, could I have filled the spot? And I think I answered that a minute ago when I said I could be your new dean. So yeah, I think I could have swooped on in there. The show would have ran for 25 seasons had they done that. No one can fill those very, very large shoes. Or those very tight pants. There's no one over there now, and there's no one over there. I've been abandoned. And this is where I start to talk about things I shouldn't. And that's not a reason not to get up to that microphone. I'll tell you what, whoever gets up to the microphone and asks me a question, I'm going to come over personally, stand in front of you, and touch your hand in a high five manner. Holy shit. No, you both get it. No, you both get it. That was like a rugby scrum. You guys, get in here. Get what you are owed. No, come on. Thank you. I don't know if y'all saw that. That was incredible. It was like when you go to a wedding and the bride tosses the bouquet and like there's a couple girls that actually legitimately want it. It was that energy. I'm glad you're not injured. You almost went down. And she almost stepped on you as she made her way to the microphone. All right, let's ask, do you even have a question? Did you think of one this quickly?
I did not think this through.
Well, you're on the spot now. I got nothing but time.
I can think of a question. Let's see.
The moment came and you...
I would just like to say I was walking at my normal speed. She was all her. I was then just concerned. So you were saying you want to step into the role of dean, correct? If you were.
I'm not saying I want to. I'm just saying I could.
Okay. But that then would make you no longer an alpha. Just FYI.
Wait a minute. I need to unpack this for a second. Wait a minute. Dean's not an alpha?
Yeah,
Wait, I can't tell. Is it unanimous or is this room split? Oh, now we're mining some gold. Ooh. Jesus. Oh my God. Look, ever since I found out Hanson were boys, it didn't matter for me. Alpha, Omega, it's, what am I doing? My wife likes to say that, like there's the edge of the cliff, and I like to do this. Like when it comes to like poking her buttons, and maybe I might piss her off, I'm like, what's down there? And that's what I like to do up here too. Just walk right up to that line and look over at danger. Horny, horny danger.
No, it's Harvey Danger. And we love you for it.
Thank you. Good. That's what I got. Yes, that would make me not an alpha. It would make me an omega. This is weird. Oh, right. Is that what it is? Alpha and beta?
There's more things.
Oh, there's more things. I don't need an education right now. I can only learn so much at one time. Oh God. That's okay. I don't. That would be fine. Yeah. Did you think of a question yet?
I did. Going off of that and stealing that idea. No, it's not about alphas or omegas. We're gonna leave that.
Okay. A departure. Sure.
What specific thing, if you were to play Dean, would you bring to the role? Like, what would you do, like, specifically different? A catchphrase, a body movement, obviously you don't have the bow legs, but, what would you bring?
Sammy!
Y'all think I'm playing? I can do it. Give me a shot. Ooh, okay. Daddy's here. I'll leave my tag on. And that would be my process of changing. She's walking away. And that's how I would make him an alpha. It'd be a slow progress. There's drama in that. What? No, because your cameras are out now. I've been doing this a little while. Half of you are like, no, it's been up. It's already online. All right, Daddy's home. Thank you so much for risking your life to come up to that microphone. Because look what you've inspired. I'm kind of afraid to go over there and see what's coming my way. But thank you, both of you. Thank you. It's Friday.
Gotta say, this is one of the horniest panels I've ever been
Oh,
to.
good. I don't lie.
I'm not mad about it.
No, you're free to leave. Anyone's free to leave if you're not. And people may have.
My question is, since Michael and Adam's...
Wait, how is this the horniest panel you guys have ever been to? There's no way.
This is only my second con.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's why.
That makes sense. Still, I'm surprised.
Since Adam and Michael spent a lot of time in the cage, of all the activities that they did to keep themselves busy, what do you think was the dumbest?
I recently uploaded a couple videos on TikTok, and I said this is the dumbest thing I did in quarantine. I used a blow dryer to dry my mustache and my eyelashes. Go ahead, at Mr. Jake Abel. That's the dumbest thing I did. So why not him too? He definitely grew a mustache, and he was blow drying it. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, you still gotta look good.
I mean, if Sam was there, he's gotta have the hair.
You gotta have the hair. You gotta look good. You gotta look good. So that may have been the dumbest thing he did. Was blow dry his mustache. There you go. It sparked. I'm trying to think. Like it sparked something else I wanted to talk about, but now I can't remember because I can't stop thinking about other things we've talked about. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
Oh, good, great.
So I am a huge fan of Jake in Quarantine. I fell in love with it. So what was your favorite part of filming that in quarantine?
So a little backstory, just in case you guys don't know. When I was in quarantine to come back and finish off the show, we were in an apartment by ourselves for 14 days, and so I made a short film. But I didn't tell anyone what it was. I just started releasing it on Instagram every day. It's kind of like a daily update of what was going on, but then all these sort of weird things started happening in my apartment, and it became this. It was this little short film, this like scary short film. My favorite thing to film was the very ending, the last segment, because and I don't want to spoil anything in case you go watch it. It's on YouTube now, but my goal was, because I had to do it all by myself, because Rob was staying above me, and I was like, maybe he could come down and help me, and I was like, no, don't want to get kicked out of Canada for breaking quarantine, and also you gotta do this on your own. So every scare, every like little weird thing that was in like throughout the episodes, I did them all in one. So like doors flying open, things happening, curtains closing, and it took a lot of like orchestration to do that by myself. And it was the most fun was to do the grand finale. Once I realized, I want to do every scare in one thing. So yeah, that. Thank you.
If Adam ruled hell, what's the first thing that he would change?
The elevator music. He would have 1998's Now That's What I Call Music. On loop. Because it still has to be a little bit like hell. Because that on loop, you know. I imagine hell has elevator music. You know, I was sitting somewhere, where was I? Was it breakfast this morning? I don't even know. But it was like the worst kind of like music. I'm like, why are they even playing anything at all? I think that's what goes on. Did I answer your question? Thank you. Oh, Jesus!
Hi, Jake.
Hi.
How was that?
Yeah, ask them.
How was that? I think you did good.
We'll find out later when my mom reads some of the stuff I said online.
Did you say bad words?
I don't think so.
Was he dirty? Yeah. Not dirty enough.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jake Abel.
I just want to sing doot doot doots. That's all I want to do.
Dude.
Just kidding. I didn't really. I was just kidding. That was well done though. Laura, well done. He couldn't stop.
How about a bit of yes, no, possibly, maybe, perchance game show?
That's right. It's,
Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. No, 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 no. Yes, yes, yes. No, 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 no. Yes, yes, yes. No, 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 no. Yes.
written by Mike Borhoff. We're done. And Third Eye Blind.
Okay, take it away. Yes, no game show.
All right, perfect. Okay, sharing the bit. See you guys. So, if anybody's wondering